Alright, Part 383, Subpart B, the single license requirements. 383.21, number of the driver license. No person who operates the commercial motor vehicle shall at any time have more than one driver license. 383, commercial driver license. Generally, no person shall operate with a commercial motor vehicle unless the person has taken the past written and driven test for the commercial learner's permit or CDL that meets the federal standard contained in the subparts F, G, and H of this part commercial motor vehicle that person operates except that provided in paragraph H of this section. No B of this section. No person legally operate with a commercial motor vehicle unless the person possesses CDL, which meets the standard contained in subpart J of this part. Issued his or her state jurisdictional domicile. Exemption 1: if the commercial motor vehicle operator is not domiciled in a foreign jurisdiction, the administrator has determined the test driver that issued the commercial driver license according with other standards similar to the standards contained in subpart F and G and H. For this part, the person may obtain the non-domiciled commercial learner's permit, non-domiciled commercial driver license from a state that does not comply with the testing license standards contained in subparts F, G, and H of this part, so long the part remains this part person remains requirements of 383.71F. If an individual domicile state within the state prohibited for issuing commercial driver license according with 384.405 subchapter, individuals eligible to obtain non-domicile commercial learner's permit and non-domicile commercial driver license in any state with elected non-domicile commercial driver license and which comply with the testing licensing standard contained in subpart F and G and H of this part, as long as the person meets the requirements of 383.71F. If an individual possesses a commercial learner's permit defined in 383.5, the individual authorized to operate the class of commercial motor vehicle to provide with a commercial learner's permit in accordance with 383.25. Alright, 383.25, commercial learner's permit. A commercial learner's permit is considered a valid CDL for the purpose of behind-the-wheel training, public road, highways, if and all the following minimum conditions are met. The commercial learner permit holder is at least all times accompanied with the holder of valid CDL, whose proper CDL group endorsement necessary to operate with a commercial motor vehicle. The CDL holder must at all times be physically present with the front of the seat of the vehicle next to the commercial learner's permit holder, or in case of the passenger vehicle, directly behind in the first row behind the driver must have commercial learner's permit holder under observation with the direct supervision. The commercial learner permit holder holds a valid driver license issued with the same jurisdiction that is issued with the commercial learner's permit. Commercial learner's permit holder must have taken and passed a general knowledge test to meet the federal standard contained subpart F, G, and H of this part with a commercial motor vehicle. The person operated with except that operate. Commercial learner's permit holder must be 18 years of age or older. Endorsement. Commercial learner permit holder with a passenger P endorsement must have been taken half of the P endorsement knowledge test. The commercial learner's permit holder with a P endorsement is prohibited from operating commercial motor vehicle carrying passengers other than federal, state auditors, inspectors, test examiners, other trainees, and the commercial driver license holder accompanying the commercial level learner's permit holder is prescribed A1 of the section. The P endorsement must be specific. Alright, commercial learner's permit holder with a school bus and school bus or S endorsement have been taken within the past of the S endorsement knowledge. Commercial learner permit holder with the S endorsement is prohibited from operating a school bus with passengers other than federal, state auditors, inspectors, tax examiners, other trainees, and commercial driver license holders accompanying commercial learner's permit holders prescribed in paragraph A1 of the section. 3. A commercial learner's permit holder tanker vehicles N endorsement has been taken up half of the N endorsement knowledge test. The commercial learning permit holder with the N type endorsement may only operate empty tank vehicle. Prohibited operating any tank vehicle that previously contained hazardous material that has not been purged any of the residual. All other federal endorsements are prohibited with the commercial learner's permit. Commercial learner permit holder does not operate commercial motor vehicle transportation hazard material as defined in Title 3.5. Commercial learner permit must be separate document with a commercial driver license, non-commercial driver. The commercial learner permit must be valid for no more than 100 days after the date of the issuance date. May renew the commercial learner's permit for an additional 180 days without requiring the commercial learner's permit holder to retake the general endorsement knowledge test. The issuance of commercial learner's permit precondition initial issuance of the commercial driver license. Issuance of commercial learner's permit is also preconditioning upgrade commercial driver license. If upgraded requires skills test, commercial learning permit holder is not eligible for the commercial driver license skill test in the first 14 days after initial issuance of commercial learner's permit. Alright, subpart C, notification requirements of employer and responsibility. Alright, 38331. Notification, conviction, driver license, driver violation. Simply provide in paragraph D of the section each person who operated with a commercial motor vehicle with a commercial learner's permit, the commercial driver license issued with the state of the jurisdiction with the conviction and violating any type of the motor vehicle state law relating to the motor vehicle traffic control other than parking violation in a state jurisdiction other than one which issues his or her permit. License shall notify the official designated with the state jurisdiction issued with the permit and license such no conviction. Notification must be made within 30 days after the day that the person has been convicted. Each person who operates with a commercial motor vehicle with a commercial motor vehicle license issued by the state jurisdiction who is convicted of violating any type of the motor vehicle state local law relating to motor vehicle traffic control or other than parking violation shall notify his or her current employer of such conviction. Notification must be made within 30 days of the date the person has been convicted. If the driver is not currently employed, he or she may notify the state jurisdiction issued license according to 38331A. See notification. The notification state official employer may be written and containing the following driver's full name, license number, date of conviction, specific criminal, other offenses, serious traffic violation, other violations, state or local relating to the motor vehicle traffic control, which the person was convicted with any suspension, revocation, cancellation, certain driver pillage as a result of the conviction, indication whether the violation was in commercial motor vehicle location offenses. Driver's signature, person considered to be compliant with the requirements of paragraph A section with a conviction occurred with the state jurisdiction with a substantial but compliant with the Title 49 384 209 has not been decertified in accordance with Title 49 384 405. Alright, 38333, notification of driver license and suspension. Employee who has a driver license suspended, revoked, canceled state jurisdiction who loses the right to operate with a commercial motor vehicle state jurisdiction any period with disqualified operating commercial motor vehicle for any period shall notify his current employer in suspension, revocation, cancellation, loss of privileges. Disqualification notification must be made before the end of the business day following the day when the employee received the notice of the suspension, revocation, cancellation, loss, privilege, and disqualification. 38335, notification previous employment. Any person applying with the employment of the operative with a commercial motor vehicle should provide at the time of the application for the employment the information specified in paragraph C of this section. B. All employers shall require the information specified in paragraph C of this section. All persons apply with the employment of the commercial motor vehicle operative. The question will be made at the time of the application of the employment. The following employment history information for 10 years preceding the day of the application submitted that shall be presented to the prospective employer by applicant. At least name and address of the applicant previously employed for the applicant was operating the commercial motor vehicle. The dates the applicant was employed with these parts, these employers, and the reason for leaving such employment. The applicant shall certify that all the information furnished and true. The complete employer may require the applicant to provide additional information. Before application submitted, the employer shall inform the applicant information he or she provides in accordance with the paragraph C of the section may be used. Applicant previous employer may be contacted for the purpose of investigation, application, work history. 38337, employer responsibility. No employer may allow the required authorization to drive the operator of a commercial motor vehicle in the United States if he or she knows should be responsibly know that any of the following circumstances during any period which if the driver does not have a current commercial learner's permit or CDL or does not have a commercial learner's permit or CDL with a proper class endorsement, any employer may not have the use of the driver operating commercial motor vehicle who violates any of the restrictions on the driver's commercial learner permit or commercial driver license. During any period which for the driver of such of the commercial learner permit or commercial driver license is disqualified by the state, he has left the right to operate with a commercial motor vehicle in the state and has been disqualified from operating commercial motor vehicles. During any period in which the driver has more than one commercial learner permit or commercial driver license, during any period in which the driver has a commercial motor vehicle he or she is driving or to the motor carrier operation is subject to an out-of-service order, violation of federal, state, local law regulation pertaining to the railway, highway, grade crossings. Alright, subpart D, driver's disqualification penalties. Let's see, Alright, subpart D, driver's disqualification penalties. Disqualification driver. The general person required to have a commercial learner permit CDL was disqualified must not drive a commercial motor vehicle. Employer must not knowingly allow require permit authorized driver who is disqualified to drive a commercial motor vehicle. A holder of commercial learner permit, commercial driver license subject to disqualification sanctions is the name of the paragraph B and C of this section. Holder driver of the commercial vehicle, non-commercial vehicle is convicted with a violation listed in those paragraphs. Determining the first and subsequent violation purpose of determining determine the first and subsequent violation of offenses specified in the subpart with the conviction of any of the offenses listed in tables 1 through 4 of the section resolved with a separate incident whether the committed with a commercial motor vehicle or non-commercial motor vehicle must be counted. This disqualification period must be in addition to any of the previous period of the disqualification. 6. Reinstatement after time disqualification. Any statement of reinstatement of the driver disqualified for life of the offense is described in paragraphs B1 through 8, section table 1, 383, 551 after 10 years. If the person voluntarily entered successfully done completed appropriate rehabilitation program approved with the state, the person who has reinstated in accordance with the provision who is subsequently convicted of the disqualification offense is prescribed in paragraph B1 through 8 of the section table 1 and 383 through 1 to 383, 51 must not be reinstated in foreign commercial motor vehicles subject to disqualification under this part. Disqualification for a major offense, table 1, 383, 51 contains a list of the offenses periods for which person is required to have a commercial learner's permanent commercial driver license is disqualified depending upon the type of the vehicle driver operating at the time of the violation is filed. And then it shows the chart. Disqualification of serious traffic violation, table 2, 383, 51 contains a list of offensive periods which persons were required to have a commercial learning permit, commercial driver license, disqualified depending on the type of the vehicle the driver operating at the time of the violation is files. Our disqualification railroad highway grade crossing, table 3, 383, 51 contains a list of offensive periods which a person who has required with a commercial learning permit, commercial driver license disqualified with the drivers operating commercial motor vehicle at the time of the violation is files. Disqualification violation of auto service on table 4, 383, 51 contains a list of offensive periods for which the persons who require the commercial learner's permit, commercial driver license disqualified with drivers operating commercial vehicles at the time of violation is files. Alright, 383, 52 disqualification driver that determine continuous imminent hazards. The assistant administrator with his or her design and disqualify the operating commercial motor vehicle and driver of the drivers is determined to constitute the imminent have been defined 383.5. The period of the disqualification may not exceed 30 days unless Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration comply with the provision in paragraph C of the section. The assistant administrator that his or her delegate provide with the driver an opportunity hearing after the issuing the disqualification for a period with 30 days left. The assistant administrator his or her delegate provide with the driver notice of the proposed disqualification period more than 30 days, operating in a hearing of the present defense of the proposed disqualification. Disqualification imposed with the paragraph may not exceed 1 year duration. The driver, the representative of his or her behalf, the file and appear with the disqualification issued by the assistant administrator delegated with the assistant administrator junction council. Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, 1200 New Jersey Avenue, Southeast Washington, D.C. Any disqualification imposed in accordance with the provision in section is transmitted with the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration jurisdiction where the driver's license must become part of the driver's records maintained jurisdiction. Driver who is simultaneously disqualified under this section or under the other provisions subpart of the under state law regulation shall serve in the disqualification period currently. 38353 penalties. Generally, any person who violates the rules set forth in subpart B and C of this part may be subject to the civil criminal penalties under Title 49 U.S. Standard Code 5521B as provided in Part 386 Appendix B of this chapter. Alright, special penalties pertaining to the violation of service order. Driver the violation, driver convicted of the violating out service order shall be subject to civil penalties stated in the appendix, Part 386, appendix B, in addition to the disqualification of 38351E. Employer violation, employer who is convicted of the violation of the 337B shall be subject to civil penalties stated in 386B, appendix B of this chapter. Special penalties pertaining to the railway, highway, grade crossing violation, employer violation condition 38337E, the subject of the civil penalties stated in 386 appendix B of this chapter.